Well, I think it's definitely safe to say the Houston Rockets offseason just keeps on getting more and more interesting as the days go on. They've gone from looking like they are going to go full rebuild mode after their star guards James Harden and Russell Westbrook demanded trades, to now looking like they may be a wildcard team to possibly make a championship run after they keep landing good player after good player in the 2020 free agency. If the Rockets are able to convince James Harden to stay as well, they will have undoubtedly had one of the best NBA off seasons, no doubt in my mind. Today we are going to be diving into the Rockets' new acquisitions in DeMarcus Cousins, Christian Wood, and John Wall, and go in depth about how these players will potentially impact the Rockets squad, as well as how this may turn the tables for the whole James Harden situation, which could either save the Rockets or be their downfall this year. If you would have asked me a few weeks ago, I would have told you that there was no doubt in my mind that James Harden and Russell Westbrook would get traded from the Rockets at some point in time soon. Oh wait, I already did tell you guys. I'm going to be completely honest and transparent with you guys. I am not always going to get it right, but rumors in the NBA can change much faster than I can put these videos out. But hey, that just means more videos for you guys when the rumors change or something big goes down. But right or wrong, I'm just going off of the reports and rumors that I like to talk about and you guys like to listen to. So if you have any rumors or reports you'd like me to dive into in a video, feel free to leave it below and I more than likely will. I'm going to start uploading every Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, and Sunday starting next week, so there will be plenty of content for you guys to enjoy. But anyways, saying that the Rockets have been busy this offseason is an absolute understatement. After going all in on small ball with Mike D'Antoni, it is looking like the Rockets are completely abandoning it, which honestly may be for the best, especially because of the big men in particular they just signed. On November 24th, the Rockets were able to secure a very solid talent and potential star in Christian Wood in a sign and trade with the Detroit Pistons. Now I know that Christian Wood is already 25, but the man keeps on getting better and better when his role is continuously increased. And with the Rockets, there is no doubt in my mind that Wood would be a solid fit. If you've watched Christian Wood at all, you would know that his pick and roll game with guards is near elite and has one of the highest success rates in the league, leading to scores. This is something that the Rockets needed desperately, being that they were one of the worst teams in the league last season using the pick and roll and getting buckets out of it. In fact, the Rockets got almost no points off of pick and roll last season, mostly because of their small ball lineup. But now, Christian Wood should be able to get the pick and roll game going for Harden or John Wall, and they should definitely be able to get some buckets from him consistently every single night. The Rockets also most definitely needed some lob threats, and they most definitely got it in Christian Wood as well. I think it was obvious that the Rockets desperately wanted to bring back their lob game after shipping out their center Clint Capella. Christian Wood and their other new big man that they signed, DeMarcus Cousins, will most definitely be able to catch some lobs and allow Harden to dish it off to them when needed. With that being said, the Rockets were also able to land DeMarcus Cousins, who in my opinion will either have a tremendous impact on the Rockets or little to none. When Boogie was with the Warriors before he faced yet another injury, he was almost looking like his normal self, dominating and putting up solid numbers for the Warriors. DeMarcus Cousins averaged 16 points, 8 boards, and 3 assists a game, but when big men are injury prone like Boogie, there is a good chance that he may just get injured again and not have an impact for the Rockets team at all. If Boogie is able to stay healthy though, which I really hope he does, the Rockets could potentially have one of the best big man duos in the league with Boogie and Christian Wood. But before we get into the rest of the moves that the Rockets have made and how this could potentially allow them to make a finals push, if you've been enjoying the content lately, it would be greatly appreciated if you could subscribe if you're new and join the Woods crew. We're trying to get to 1,000 subscribers in the first month of having the channel, and we are running out of time, but I truly do think that we can do it with the help of people like you. Also, if you're enjoying this video, it'd be absolutely clutch if you could hit that like button down below. It tells YouTube this video is a banger and it helps the channel grow. And lastly, if you want daily hoops updates on the gram, drop me a follow at Woods Hoops. It's always linked below. But let's go back to the Houston Rockets now. The potential for a dynamic big man duo isn't even where their free agency moves end, and I think we all knew it wasn't even close to over yet. There have been so many talks of Russell Westbrook getting traded even before he demanded a trade because of the sour ending to the season and terrible performance in the bubble playoffs. My first video was actually on the rumor that there may be a PG Russell Westbrook swap and Westbrook would go to the Clippers. But apparently, the Rockets had other plans, being that they just shipped out Russell Westbrook in exchange for John Wall and a first-round pick. This is by far the biggest gamble that the Rockets have made this offseason just because of the history of John Wall and his injury proneness. I talked about John Wall as a player earlier this week in my video where I explained that he was more than likely staying, so if you want an even more in-depth dive on John Wall, be sure to check it out after this video. I know that I was completely wrong long about him staying, but the Wizards said they hadn't even discussed offers for John Wall. I guess that just goes to show you never know what will happen in a league like the NBA. But the fact is, the Rockets did make this trade, and there's nothing that can change for them because John Wall is one of the most unmovable contracts in the league. The Rockets definitely took a huge risk trading for Wall, but Westbrook wanted out, so I guess this is the best that they could get for him, which potentially could pay off big time. You guys all know that John Wall is injury prone, but the fact is John Wall has come out and said that he is in the best shape of his life and is in prime form right now. He also stated that he was playing injured in many of his All-Star years, which means that theoretically, we haven't even seen the best of John Wall yet. Now, there are two main things that could happen with John Wall. He either goes crazy this season and helps the Rockets win games, or he gets injured again. If John Wall gets injured, this trade is most definitely a bust for the Houston Rockets, because that means they basically traded Russell Westbrook for a first-round pick and a player who takes up a ton of their cap space for sitting on the bench injured. I really do hope that this doesn't happen and John Wall is able to thrive for the Rockets, but if he wants to excel on this Rockets squad, there are a few things we have to keep in mind that may cause issues for the Rockets team if James Harden ends up staying. Now, although it has been a while since John Wall has even played an NBA game, if you guys remember, he was at his absolute best when he had the ball in his hands and set up his teammates. But guess what? That is when Harden is at his best as well. So I believe this is where the issues will come up, or one of the guards won't be able to be as talented as they could be, because they will definitely be playing out of their role. This kind of reminds me of an issue that we just saw last season on the Rockets, and they tried to fix it by getting rid of all their big men and going small ball with the Harden-Westbrook duo. I'm not saying that this issue with two ball-dominant players will occur for the Rockets again, except that's exactly what I'm saying. Houston just traded for another ball-dominant player that is somewhat similar to Russell Westbrook, tendency-wise. If you guys didn't know, the last season that John Wall played in the NBA, he shot a measly 33% from the three, which means that he most definitely will be taking most of his shots in the mid-range and in the paint, just like Russell Westbrook. Now look, I'm not saying that this can't work with the Rockets, but I will say that James Harden and John Wall will both have to do their part to make it work. Whether it means that one of them steps down a bit, or they can change their play style a bit to fit their new offense with big man additions in Christian Wood and Boogie Cousins. I think we would definitely all like to see this work between Harden and John Wall, but it's hard to see this working after stars just keep leaving James Harden time and time again. Look at what has happened so far. The Rockets have gone out of their way to get James Harden stars like Dwight Howard, Chris Paul, and Russell Westbrook, and they all left, which definitely gives James Harden a bad rap and makes him look like he is most definitely the problem. Either way, the Rockets have now acquired some serious talent that no one has expected, and I believe they will be one of the most interesting teams to watch this season. I myself really do like the DeMarcus Cousins and Christian Wood pickups, being that it was clear small ball was not the move for the Rockets after AD absolutely obliterated them in the bubble. John Wall, on the other hand, will just be interesting to see how the chemistry goes with Harden on and off the court, and I think I'm just going to leave it at that for him. If all these pieces on the Rockets are able to play at the best of their abilities together, there is no doubt in my mind that they will go deep into the playoffs, and maybe even run away with a ring, because you never know what will happen in the NBA today. But I guess all we can do is just sit back and watch this Rockets James Harden saga unfold. I really do hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, it would be greatly appreciated if you subscribe if you're new and join the Woods crew, as well as leaving a like below, because that's how I know you guys enjoyed this one. I'm definitely thinking about specifically making a video on who won the John Wall Russell Westbrook trade, so if you'd be interested in seeing that, leave a like below and a comment as well, so I know. Next video I believe will be revolving around the Ball brothers or Tyler Hero and something that could really surprise you. So until then, just hit that notification bell and stay tuned. Lastly, I just truly want to thank you all if you are still watching. I really appreciate the love on these videos. You guys have been absolutely crazy with all the support you've shown in the past 3 weeks, and I really appreciate it. We're just going to keep grinding and hopefully go full time. I'll catch you all in the next one though. Woods out.